America, you're under attack. Not from some foreign land, some foreign country clear across the ocean, not from China, not from Afghanistan, not from, who else could it be? Iran. You're at a war right here in your own country by the left. Congressmen, congresswomen calling for violence against people like me. I know it's crazy. Just to give you an idea, we've seen the Charlie Kirk assassination recently, 3 weeks only down the road. We have what did we have? We had a massacre planned in the LDS Church in Michigan just this last week. Today, two people shot at a synagogue in New York. My question for you is, when are you going to get it? When are you Christians going to wake up and start packing a gun and defending yourself everywhere you need to, and anybody else that needs to defend themselves, okay, whether you're a Christian or not? If you're not packing a gun at a Walmart, you need to start thinking, or a grocery store, or your church. I need you to stop thinking and letting the left, which is overrun by the commies because of a new world order trying to come and destroy this country from within every bit of the way. It's exactly what they're doing. They'll tell you that you can't do nothing. You can't defend yourself. You shouldn't defend yourself. Wait for the police to get there. So if there's a fire in the parking lot in a vehicle with Grammy sitting in it, we can't get her out. We got to wait for the police. We got to wait for the fire department. Of course, a little fire will turn into a big fire if you stand there and wait and take out 3 or 4 other vehicles. And I know it's crazy that they require a fire extinguisher to be in every public place like malls, fuel stations, churches, any kind of. They put it there just in case the fire department runs out of water, they could back up, right? You're letting stupid people tell you not to think like a man, think like a woman, think like an American. It has gotten out of control and beyond out of control, and we are down the slope to no end. You've got to come together, America, and start being Americans again. You're going to take back your country. You're going to start defending what we stood for. Men need to grow up and grow a pair, especially you Christians. You're asleep at the wheel. This is how this happened in the first place. You're in that pew, praying away, hoping something will change, when you should just take charge in the first dang place, and you know it as well as I do. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't pray. I pray too. I'm a Christian. I'm born again. I believe in Christ as a Savior, gifts of the Spirit, you name it. Okay? Since I was 17, I'm 59. Okay? Now, I'm not calling for any kind of violence or anything like that. I'm calling you to defend yourself, defend your home. We are under attack by the left, calling for violence. And guess what? It's working, unfortunately. And they're going to do us all in and get us killed. So let me make a suggestion. You have the right to bear arms. You have the right to defend yourself. There are, 32 states, or almost every state except for Illinois and maybe New York. I think maybe South Carolina. You can carry concealed in South Carolina. Almost every state except for New York and Illinois, right? Carry a dang gun. You can put down fire if somebody's trying to kill you. You can shoot at the bad guy while the others run away. Don't listen to stupid people try to tell you, well, you can't do nothing. You're going to get everybody killed. If you're in a massacre the way it is already, okay? And it's going to be chaos and people are going to get shot. If these people in a grocery store would have had a gun, they wouldn't have gotten 10 of them killed. Now, would we? Maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5. 10? No. I go into Walmart where I'm at, and 5 people are carrying a gun on their cotton picking hip. And I carry concealed everywhere I go 24/7. because I'm intelligent enough to know and smart enough to know that this is the game plan of these people in the first place. I'm not subjecting my family, myself, to a Walmart shooting and getting shot. I will shoot back. Now, let me say to you, and I know we're in a lot of Democratic states that you can't do that. We're going to get you. First of all, they're going to have a very hard time trying to prosecute you who stopped a massacre, defending the Walmart, defending a church. They may try, but you protect life at all costs. There was a case way back when I was 18 or some 19 years old in New York. Guy kept going to the bus stop, hassling by gangsters and whatnot. It's against the law to carry a gun and concealed in New York. He did it anyway. They attacked him. They caused problems. He shot 4 of them, killed them. Put one in a wheelchair. One survived, and I think the rest 3 were killed because they kept screwing with him to a point no end. He did 6 months in prison. 6 months in prison. Because he was justified. But because he didn't have a license, which is illegal to get in New York in the first place, back then, they done slap him on the wrist. You're only going to do 6 months in prison? My point here is it's going to be very difficult for any judge, anybody, where you're defending somebody, a mall, and protecting yourself and saving other people's lives, to put you in prison for 30 years of your life. I have a really hard time believing that's going to happen. You get a gun. If you don't know how to use a gun, take a course. Get a concealed handgun license if that's what you need to do. You pack that gun on you, and if you need to pack multiple guns on you, then you do what you have to do. I happen to be a truck driver. I have to deal with, I have to deal with certain states, going from state to state. Some states are real relaxed on I go in the weigh scale. Some of the people are officers. I have a gun on me. I have a license to carry in the states that I go into. As long as you're not a criminal, you can carry that gun legal. And I do. I'm driving down the truck and people are messing with me, driving down the road. We have expensive loads. I'm not letting somebody kill me over a load. Not going to happen. I defend myself and I will. I've been carrying for 15 some years and never pulled a gun straight on anybody yet. I've come close, never yet. What's that say about me? Pretty good. Okay? Pretty good. You cannot be the kind of person that's going to get mad and point a gun at somebody unless you have no choice to defend your life. And if you think you can play that foolish game, you shouldn't be carrying a gun if that's the kind of person you're going to be. You've got to control yourself and you've got to get out of that situation. And if you don't, you'll be in jail, most likely. You can tell the judge I did everything I could. If you're not going to be, the kind of person that defends, not an aggressor, defends, then you're going to have a problem. You get a gun and you protect yourself. We've just seen the massacre in the LDS church just this last week. I go to church every Sunday morning. Just to give you an idea of what kind of person I am, I work 60 hours a week driving a truck. I moved out of Portland, Oregon, and came to the state where I'm at now 9 years ago because I knew the crazy mess that was going on there. Okay? Now I'm in the state where they encourage us to have AR-15s, and they've strengthened our laws that nobody can mess with them. I'm out in the country. Now I'll be going to church with an AR-15 in the back of my vehicle from here on out. I'm not going to sit in church and get shot at by some whack job who don't like me for being the good Christian that I am, which go to work every week, 60 hours a week. Come weekend, I spend time with my wife and kids. Friday night, you find me at the Dairy Queen having ice cream with my children, right? Fascist Nazi that I am, right? Don't let stupid people twist you in. You're an American. A real Nazi would shoot somebody in the head because they didn't like the way they look, right? That's what we went to war against in World War II, to stop that trash. And we did. And these commies are trying to destroy our American heroes, destroying the filth. You're going to get you. You know, how long can you step on somebody's foot who's got a gun in their hand? I'm asking a question. America, you've got to stand up and band together. We're talking in the future, digital money coming. You've got a war with Congress calling for violence against people like us. They're trying to create a huge, like Afghanistan. Afghanistan, car bombs, massacres, killing Christians, killing anybody they can, just to create huge distraction and disorder in our country. That's what they're doing. And unfortunately, it's working. But we're a resilient people. And we all got guns, don't we? And they're scratching their head trying to figure out what to do to get them. And we've all sent a message real quick. You even have police officers, sheriffs out of liberal Portland, Oregon, writing a letter to Obama. We will not take guns from any law-abiding citizens. Will you get it? When will you get it? They don't know what to do. Now, I'm defend myself with my guns, and my guns for that and that only, right? But I will defend myself. Someone points a gun at me, I'll put two in their chest for them. That's called defense. I'm not the initiator. I'm defending myself. I'm defending my family and anybody else that they try to hurt or kill, I will defend. It's in your law. You have the right to defend yourself. No officers, law enforcement are going to put you in jail or try to put you in jail. I can't say they won't. You've got to know your law. You've got to act wisely. You need to wear a body camera. If you don't know what to do, take a course. Now, I've taken courses. If you have to pull that weapon, you yell, I've got a gun, I've got a gun, I've got a gun, stay back, stay back, stay back. You're warning the person. You don't want Grammy over there saying, I saw that guy pull a gun and just kill so-and-so. When they had a knife in their hand, you know what? When your butt hits the wall, you put three in their chest for them, okay? That's how it works. If you don't have what it takes, then stay at home and stay out of the way. But you better come together, America, and start defending this country. Band together. We're talking about digital money coming in the future. They haven't put it yet. Trump just made a law. Trump's president for 3 years. Who knows what's going to happen after that? We hope that one of his kids will be. But my point is, or another Republican, I will never vote for Democrat ever again. The psychology, telling little children to mutilate themselves and become boys and girls, and they don't know what they are and confuse them all the more. They're sick in the head. And they're trying to do everything they can to destroy this country. When I was a kid growing up, we never had these issues like that. Do you remember? Let's just make a point here. Do you remember the Boy Scouts of America? I was 8 or 9 years old, went camping with my friends. Two of us kids could walk down the street with an arm around the other one's neck, just hanging out like boys. We had the yellow bandana. We went on camping trips. We got s'mores. We had s'mores and chocolate and graham crackers as kids, and we did all kinds of fishing stuff. And we had knives that we didn't stab each other. We had knives, little old timer knives. We had a blast as kids. That's what growing up in America was about. And now what happened? We didn't stop the gays from getting into Boy Scouts of America. Now they're extinct. Because you didn't want to be prejudiced against gay people. Now, I don't have a problem if you're gay. You want to be gay? Get all the gayness you want to get. When you come after my child, that's where we have a problem. I'm a parent. That's my job. It's what I can do. And I guarantee you, I will do my job. Now, I move my kids, and let me help you understand, you parents that don't want to push Jesus or any religion on your children. I moved my children and my wife out of crazy Portland, Oregon, and came to an American state where we're Americans. And I go to a barbecue, and the women are going down the shooting range, and they shoot on the weekend. They get together and have a gun party. They all know right between wrong. My kids are Americans because I'm an American. I believe in what America stood for back in the day. I'm 59 years old. I'm going to tell you a quick story. My grandfather, the federal government came to him in Indiana in 1942, 1945-ish, somewhere in there. We want you to quit your job. You're going to come to work for us, building bombs in a bomb factory. We're going to stop Hitler from marching in this country. And my grandfather said, we had people killed every day in our bomb factory. Now imagine three city huge blocks and mile long or something like that. Huge factory. Okay, a bomb would go off and kill 20 or 30 people and blow half the building up every day. A grenade would go off and kill three people. And he said, "Do you know that not one American didn't come to work the next day? No one is their last day. Boy, have we changed, I'll tell you what. You're a case. If you're a Christian, you have a responsibility to be a man. God has made you a man. Man. Nehemiah, I think it's 43:17. Anyway, you know the story. Nehemiah saw the walls of Jerusalem torn down and cried to the king, "Why are you unhappy?" Or went to the king, talked with the king, "Why are you unhappy? My city, the walls of Jerusalem, are burned and torn down for years." And he was sad. He organized a detail. And they were almost attacked by those that opposed him, opposed them. And I'd like to tell you exactly where it's written, 43:17, I believe. But you know the story if you know a Christian. If you're a Christian, you know the Bible. You know full well what I'm talking about. They worked with a sword in one hand and worked with the other hand, building the wall to defend themselves in a moment at a time. That's called standing man army. Let me tell you what. And they accomplished their goal. So when you start getting mamby-pamby mentality of being a Christian, well, we can't do that. We got to pray. I'm not saying you shouldn't pray. You should pray. But when you do nothing and using an excuse to do nothing, that is the problem right there. This is why we're in a fix that we're in this country. And guess what? Now you're under attack, being killed in your own country. So now we're going to take back our country, or we're going to let them get us. When I go to church, I pack an AR-15 in the back of my SUV under a blanket. And like I said, we have the right to carry, have a rifle in my vehicle here. We've strengthened our AR-15 laws. And that gun will sit there just in case. Okay? And when I hear any kind of commotion going on, I blow out the door, and it's 3 steps away from where I'm sitting. Now, I'm in church and have a pistol on me, and period. Now, there's 2 police officers that you meet when you open up the front door of the foyer. Don't get any crazy ideas. You're going to try to get me in trouble because you don't like what I'm talking about. Okay? One of them is a friend of mine, lives down the street. They will know, that gun is available and something happens. Bust the glass, grab the gun, and put that thing to use. That's what it's for. We will get through this. I'm going to tell you something. I've been through lots of difficulties in my life. At 52 years old, I went totally broke and lost everything. Hardly had a house. Started building a house and lost my job. I was a general contractor, and the money came in my business. I put out my last $100 for food, and me and the family didn't know what I was going to do. But I had a piece of property. I had a chainsaw. I started chopping trees, dead trees, by the way, chopping firewood, selling it left and right. And there's a big demand for it here. Well, I got some money together, and I saved my property. It wasn't a couple of weeks, I got another job. My first job, I started making $70,000 a year. Then it was 87, then it was 92, then it was 101. You can come back from the dead. I built this house. I worked 60 hours a week, plus come home and build a house for my family. It's called being a man. It's how you establish yourself as a man. No, I'm not here to pat me on the back and say I'm the greatest by any means. I'm just saying that I'm not some girly boy. I'm not confused to who I am. Okay? Now, grow a pair and get up and get this problem fixed. I'm going to start giving videos. Now, I'm a bit out on it because they just come out of how many weeks of Charlie Kirk shooting. There's 2 shootings today in a synagogue. There's shootings everywhere. And why aren't you carrying a gun? You can put down cover fire whilst other people run. Don't let foolish people tell you you can't do nothing. My point is, I'm going to start making a channel. We're going to survive this thing. I'm going to start showing videos on how to survive, what to eat in the woods, how to rebuild it, how to put together an AR-15 straight up from the package. My point is, we're going to show you a lot of things in this video on how to survive this crazy mess that we're in. From buying food, store food America, store food America, store food America. If you think these crazy people aren't coming to oppress us, think again. If they get digital money and we're all done for. Because you didn't vote for my side. We'll have to fix you. Good. You know exactly what I mean. And don't think they won't. They're calling for violence now. They don't even have control of our lives. And look at the mess of it. Would you trust Ilhan Omar to your bank account? And they'll tell you you can't go to church anymore and worship the Lord. Look what happened in COVID. These people would do you in. They'd love to do us all in. But we're stronger than that. And we will come out of this. But you got to band together. When they get digital money, you've got to start trading. I've got ammo. I need eggs. I've got shoes. I need lumber. Worry about their stupid digital money. You've got to band together. I've got sheep. I've got goats. I've got food. I've got beef. I've got this. You've got to come together as Americans and put your problems aside and care for one another. Back in the day, if you don't, we will not survive. This is what you've got to do, and this is what this is going to be about. I come from a family that they had no excuses for not making it, period. My grandfather was Cree Indian from Canada. Never seen such a strong man in all my life. Been through some serious difficulty. Working in a factory, having people killed every day, blood everywhere, horrible stuff. He never talked about it hardly at all. My point here is we can survive this thing, and we will survive. But you've got to come together, America. Put your problems aside. Start caring for your neighbor. Start being at least a little bit. You don't have to go over there and hang out and love your neighbor. Love your neighbor. How you doing? And act like a whack job. My point is just be there for them. Store food. Store ammo. If you don't own an AR-15, buy one. You don't own a pistol, buy one. You don't know how to shoot it, learn how to shoot it. Women, if you don't have a gun, now I'm sure you have kids and whatnot, you strap the thing to your body. You don't put it in your purse. You strap it to your body. If you have to put a lock on it, you do what it has to do to be safe, no matter what, first. My point is, first, don't do something stupid to get you or your child killed. How do you do that? Well, you know your situation. I don't. But you got to do what you got to do. I have my gun on me 24/7. My point is, I think you know my point. We're going to start doing a lot of things here so we can survive this mess, and you can survive. We've got to come together as Christians. We've got to be vigilant. You've got to start having pride back in this country. And if you don't, you're going to fall. And you're going to be like, what happened to our great country? That's what's going to happen. But we're not going to let that happen. We got a great leader right now. You might not like Trump, and I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. But I know one thing, that economy that we had before would have done us all in. Okay? Trying to call for digital money. Going to study digital money, see if it's a good opportunity. My point is, they get digital money and we're all done for. So I'd suggest you better start doing something about it now. Me, I stock food and I hide it. I stock guns, I stock ammo, and I hide them. Whatever it takes. Now, because I have guns, and again, they're for my defense, and nothing else but my defense. Are we clear? Like I said, I've been carrying 15, 20 years. I've never been in trouble with the law for anything. I don't have a wife beating situation. I don't get drunk. I don't go to the bar. We don't do those things. My father, my family, I keep my life in straight. I used to be a drug addict, and I changed my life because I don't want to be like that. My point is, when in this video, my point is, check back with us. We're going to have more things, how to survive this mess coming in the near future. Prepare, America. I'm going to give you real statistics real quick. There have been Since 2012, 2022, 59 attacks, 79 deaths, 83 injuries on churches alone. The FRC Family Council research of 2018. From 2018 to 2024, there's been 1,384 attacks on churches. You don't think you have a problem? You better get a security team at that church that you're going to. And if you don't, get out of there and go someplace else. Get away from weak pastors. Organize a security team because you're under attack and you're a target every time you go to church. Men, be men. Okay? God has made you a protector. Grow up. Grow a pair. Don't let anybody stop you because this is exactly their scam. They're killing our heroes, or not killing, but they're trying to kill the American hero. They're killing our war heroes. They're killing anybody with honor. They're trying to destroy it every way they can. Everything that becomes valuable. They got our judges in their pocket. They've been sold out. Our left Congress has been sold out to the World Organization or whatever the plan is next. You wait and see what they'll do with us. How would you like to be sitting in a concentration camp because they hate us for the passion? We'd never do that. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think so. I'll tell you what, when you're sitting in a concentration camp, I'll remember you and I'll be there. Don't you worry. Okay? Now that's a pretty extreme situation, but I will be there unless I'm dead. My point is, you better prepare. You have a good day.